After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Woo! And the crowd goes wild.
Not me this time.
I don't try to hide my eccentricities from the camera.
You couldn't possibly. Anyway,
I embrace that
before
which I
they
am.
walk out, before they even know what's going on, because we're not introducing ourselves. Let's get this
Party
basic.
started.
Yes. Are you all ready for this? All right. Okay. Welcome to Penhook and Needles podcast, episode 176. It is not Monday.
It's
Friday. It's Friday.
It has been a grand total of 3.5 days since we podcasted.
Mm-hmm. It's Friday, October 9th, as opposed to Monday, October 12th, because as you well know, we won't be here Monday, October 12th. So rather than give you a mini podcast or no podcast at all until we get back, we decided to go ahead and do our podcast today. So it's a little earlier. Next week will be a little longer.
I will have to scurry tonight before going to bed to get everything up, like show notes and everything.
Uh-huh.
I just realized that was mean.
I didn't say anything. I don't know. I just said, do you want to do a podcast? And she said yes. So
and then I'm like, wait a second.
Anyway, it is episode 176. It is Friday as opposed to Monday, which means there'll be a few more days in between this podcast and the one coming up on Monday the 19th. But we will be back hopefully on a regular schedule after that. So we want to welcome all new returning viewers. We want to thank you for joining us in the PHN Woman Cave.
Pun.
I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I just got off of work 3 hours ago.
Mm.
Yes.
She's back to switching on days again for the Boston shenanigans.
Yes.
Okay, let me get a cup of tea.
Talia without sleep again for the second week in a row.
What's in your mug? Hey, I can do this one left-handed. What's in your mug? I have my PHN.
We look like we're advertising for our shop.
We are.
These mugs are also available in the Franciscan Gypsy Design shop.
Never mind.
They are, but
that's not what we're doing it for.
We actually do use these mugs.
I haven't used this one in a while, and I already used St. Paul this morning, so.
I think I used that one yesterday.
Yeah.
Or not that
not
exact
this
one.
This be mine.
That be yours?
Uh-huh.
I have spat in it. I hope you don't mind.
I spat in that one, so we're even.
Okay. This is my Franciscan Gypsy Designs mug, and I am drinking Yorkshire Gold of Taylor's of Harrogate. I need to pick up my other...
Neither one of us which is a surprise at this point.
Right. Well, I need to pick up my other Taylor's of Harrogate Yorkshire tea. Gold is good, but I like the one with the red box a little bit better.
Okay, we want to, as we have said, we want to welcome all new returning viewers, those of you who are in the shadows and those of you who are not in the shadows. And if you're still in the shadows, why? Please come out and join us. We promise not to bite much.
I bite.
She's a vampire, so she might. But she has had her shots. We welcome you into the light so you can win prizes and do all that kind of stuff.
How can I be a vampire and welcome people into the light? How does
I'm
that
not a
work?
vampire.
Do I sparkle? I hope I'm not a weird sparkly vampire.
What?
The ones from Twilight sparkle.
I don't read Twilight.
I don't either.
I don't know anything about Twilight except that I don't like that kind of stuff. And that's nothing to anyone who likes Twilight. I just don't like vampires. They scare me. Okay.
I just don't like fake vampires.
She wants the real nasty ones. Anyway.
If you're going to be a vampire, at least be a real vampire, man.
Okay. So let's get back on track here. We are welcoming new people, and that's not to say that those in the shadows are vampires. They're just, we want them to come out and be eligible to join all the prizes and things. Join all the prizes.
Join all the prizes. We will give you away to our other members if you come out into the light.
Oh, I forgot to put down the thing about the minis games. we want to ask you, as I said multiple
We want
times,
to think of
now
life.
that I am completely discombobulated, welcome you all. Once again, if you're in the shadows, in all seriousness, if you'd like to be able to join us to win the prizes and things like that,
I
all you
have
have to
hair in
do
my
is be a member of the group, and that's really easy. Just go to Ravelry and join. What is it? Join the group. I think it is on the
Yes.
little button up there. Okay.
It's off to the
And we do
side.
have three new members who have made it official. Serena Darren, and I don't know what her name is, but I'm assuming it's Serena.
yeah.
Okay. Welcome, Serena. Jay Bolton, 65, who is Jen. And Jen, I think you were a member before. I think that I welcomed you once before. I'm glad to have you back.
Yes.
I know
Very
you-
much welcome back.
I know you've been busy with work and things, so welcome back. And then there's
Isn't it welcome?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh,
I don't know
welcome
the
back.
tune very well.
Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. So did you laugh about us, Jen? Welcome back. LJ, who is Jane. No, LJ, who is Lisa Jane. Lisa Jane. Welcome, Lisa Jane. I'm sorry, I'm not used to that combination, so I keep, and on my iPad here, which is where I'm looking at the name, Lisa's here and Jane is here, so I keep seeing it as two different people. So, welcome, Lisa Jane. All three of you, welcome to Penhook and Needles, to the light side. We're glad to
Welcoming
have you
place.
with us. The welcoming place. And all those who have returned, welcome back. We are going strong with our PHN 4th Annual Toy Along, and we have three lovely co-hosts. We have Victorian Studios, who is Maureen from the Victorian Studio podcast. We have Black Horse, who is Kim from Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. I think it's Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. I don't
It
think
is.
it's Me and My Dog and Some Yarn. I forget
I think
what
it's
she
just
did.
Me, My Dog, and
I think
Some
it's Me,
Yarn.
My Dog, and Some Yarn. I know it's her Etsy shop.
It's the same as her Etsy shop.
Yeah. And then, well, she said that she couldn't put and in. She had to leave the and out from Me and. She had to do Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. It's one of those renditions. Kim, pop in and correct us, whichever it is. Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. She's another co-host, and she's lovely, and she has a wonderful Etsy shop. She makes bags. Wonderful seamstress. And then the other one is Farmagurumi, who is Mary from Yarn and Pharmaceuticals.
Where you going
I'm waiting for the commercial interruption to stop. From the Yarn and Pharmaceuticals podcast, and she's awesome as well. If you haven't seen her podcast or either of the other two podcasts, do check them out. They're well worth watching.
Oh, Mom, there's a plop up now. Not plop. Pop.
What?
Pop.
Pop goes the weasel? What?
Take your breath, Pop.
Oh, okay.
There's
good.
one up now.
Awesome. I want to see that. Okay.
Sorry, which had absolutely nothing to do with what we were talking about, but it came into my head, so I told her.
Because she has, she's like the older lady, Estelle Getty, I think her name was. She played Mama on Golden Girls, and everything she thought came right out. That's just.
You see, I've only caught that a couple times, partial episodes on TV
I've only seen a few of them.
in the hospital.
I only saw a few of them. Anyway, so those are our co-hosts. If you are a member of all four groups, you can quadruple dip. If the toy is pink, you can put it in our Pinktober thread.
Just make sure you follow all the rules for
All the
all the
rules.
various groups for all the various
And
threads.
I think you could
involved.
probably put it. I think you probably put it in Denise's Pinktober thread as well. But
Fred?
I'll get that Fred. Yes, Fred. Not to be confused with what Elsa. I don't know. Never mind. Okay, the rules are going to be similar but not the same. Okay, we have the fact that they are toys. Okay, I think Maureen
It's probably one of my favorite threads that have nothing to do with my design.
Yeah,
going right now.
it's fun. I always miss it when it's gone.
Because then it's just like, oh, look, cute thing. Another cute thing.
I think Maureen is doing a prize or two a month, and then an overall prize. I think that's how she's doing it. I'm not sure how Mary and Kim are doing it.
Didn't Kim just have a podcast come up?
Yeah, she did. I watched it.
You just weren't paying attention?
It was the one with the chicken sweater. It made me laugh.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was really cute. Okay, and then the CAL began October 1st and will run until December 31st. Toys do not have to be started in our group before October 1st or later. They can be started whenever. They must be worked on between October 1st and December 31st. And yes, I use my hands. I'm half Italian. What can I say? So ouch, watch the hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It can be worked on and or finished during that time period. It does not have to be finished, although we like seeing finished objects because they enable.
Yes.
Okay. So it's one, you know our rules here. One WIP per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. Knit or
All
crochet
together
toys.
now.
All together now. All together now. All together. The episode where we break into random song. Anyway,
That's every episode.
that's for you. This is we.
But that's what happened.
Anyway, okay, so project and chatter will be in the same thread.
Because that's more fun, because then it's interactive and
Mhm.
people get their things commented on.
Yeah.
And that's part of the fun of posting it, is seeing people react to your toy.
But unfortunately, chatter is not eligible for prizes. No. Okay, only the WIPs and the FOs must be knitted or crocheted. Okay.
If Chatter was eligible for prizes, Blair and
Sue.
Sue would like
And
win.
Bonnie, I think.
And Bonnie would win
Mhm.
20 times over.
Yeah. I have to write this down now. That's why I am. Oh, this can move it. Okay. Let me see here. Knit or crochet. They can be gifted or donated. Terminator 64, I think, is still accepting things for his ambulance.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
I haven't
recently.
heard. He's been busy. As I said, we are allowing double dipping as long as you're involved with all the groups in which you're double dipping and following the rules. And please do feel free to tell others about the toy along, and because the more the merrier. We enjoy it. We've had some wonderful donations so far, and we'll show those at the beginning of November, or maybe next week, depending on how much stuff we have to show next week.
Right.
But I was going to say something else, and I know it's important. I just can't remember what it was because someone interrupted me.
You need to stop doing that.
Yes, you do need to stop doing that. The featured patterns. That's what it is. Because, see, this was for you, but you interrupted. If everything is eligible for one chance, all FOs, all WIPs are eligible for one chance of a prize, unless it's a Franciscan Gypsy design. An FO in a Franciscan Gypsy toy design gets 2 chances for a prize. So we double post it, so you get 2 chances.
Yes.
Okay.
Or if you think ahead and double post yourself, we will love you.
Forever.
Well, you don't double post. You double post your toy
hmm
yourself.
You can try to double post yourself. We won't accept you. You're not a toy. Or knitted or crocheted. Of course, I don't know. Maybe they are. Are you made out of yarn? Okay. And we have some suggested toy designers on the list. And I think it was Allison. Was it Allison? I forget who it was who listed some more toy designers or something. And somebody also listed a mystery cow. That was Allison, I think. A mystery cow for toy. Unfortunately, for me, it's knitted. I'm not doing knitted toys.
I also don't like doing mystery. Personally, I don't like doing mystery cows or toys. I like being able to, know what
I'm not a big mystery cow person unless I have a good idea of the skill level, and I can
I'm not worried about skill level.
and I can get my own. I do that because of time constraints, and also I need to know the what do you call it? The amount of yarn, because I don't, especially if it's crochet, I don't usually do the same amount of yarn.
I don't worry about skill level because I'm arrogant.
Yes, you. I don't worry so much about the skill level for crochet, but I do for knitting. And Kay Jones asked a question about
KF Jones?
KF Jones of the Bakery Bear podcast. She asked a question, or Dan asked a question, I forget. Why do you knit, and what do you like to knit, and things like that. I knit because I like to, whether it's knit or crocheting. I despise obligation crafting. I absolutely hate it. I will do it if it's my own idea, and on rare occasions I'll do it if something comes up and somebody begs me to. But I really don't like obligation knitting and crocheting. It makes it work, and I enjoy knitting and crocheting too much, and I have too many other things to think about that I just don't want to have to be forced to do something I don't like.
But it really doesn't explain why you do it. Why do you do it?
Why do I do it?
If you were
It
going
makes
to
me
bring
happy.
up the question,
It
you
makes
might
me
as well
happy.
answer
Well,
it.
no, the thing I wanted to bring up was Kay's answer.
Oh, okay.
But which was she doesn't like to do obligation knitting or crocheting or whatever. I don't know if she crochets a whole lot, but I don't like to do obligation stuff. I like to knit because it makes me happy. I like to crochet because it makes me happy. I'm not like some people who have to do it. I have other ways of relaxing too, you know, my rosary and things like that. But I do like to knit and crochet to relax, or just because it's fun. It makes me happy. And I like making toys, and I like making things to give to other people. I do not like to be made to feel that I have to do something for somebody. That makes me...
No, I don't like obligation either.
No, I don't. And I'm not talking about charity. I'm not
No,
talking
no.
about hats for babies or scarves for the homeless. I'm not talking about that because I can do that on my own time as I see fit. I hate obligation knitting. I think that's why I don't do a lot of time-sensitive mystery cows and things like that. I like our cows because they have 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel pressured.
And
And
even,
that's-
then, I don't pressure myself into doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason I only test for Talia, because I don't like to be under the gun. And that's just a long way to segue into Pinktober, because it has nothing to do with Pinktober, because we have to talk about
And apparently
Pinktober.
only her answer is important.
Yes, what's your answer?
Um,
You just said it wasn't important.
I love you.
Talk. I do too.
My
Speak.
reason, yes, it's relaxing and all that jazz, but honestly, that's not even my main reason. Yeah, relaxing is good, but I have long periods of time at night where I'm awake. And I like to spend that time creating something instead of just sitting there and then by the end of the night not having anything to show
Of
for
course, you
it.
could write some of the shared story at that time.
But if you're really tired, that doesn't
you
really,
could write some of the shared
your brain
story.
doesn't work anymore. Because
She does write at that time as well.
Yes.
I'm just giving her a hard time.
So I like having string come in my hands and then become more than string.
This is not string. It's yarn.
But
Yarn. You
I
heathen. You hear that? She said, Heidi, that's string.
pretty string. But I like that aspect, and I also, and my mom will vouch for this. I have a habit of playing with things.
Playing, she destroys things.
If
Rip,
I am
rip,
just
rip.
sitting there, and I used to do this all the time, particularly when I was in restaurants. Okay, you know the wrappers for your straws. They would be on the table because you were using your straw and you unwrapped it. I was notorious for tearing those wrappers apart, rolling them into little balls, and then just playing with those constantly.
She doesn't just rip those either. She plays with napkins. She plays with whatever. She's terrible.
And just because I
has no
always like to
self-control.
have my hands busy.
No self-control.
It's how I think or something.
No self-control. No elf-control.
I don't destroy things when I am knitting. I am creating things to keep my hands busy instead.
When she was with Thomas still, he told her, go get your knitting.
Yes, because I'd be sitting there playing at the table and be like, playing with something on the table, like, okay, you need to get your knitting now.
Okay, moving into Pinktober.
Yes.
Right? You done?
Last thing, with knitting, there are no serious consequences. There's no risk, really. I feel
Except when she pokes people with her pointed sticks.
No, I mean I am a cautious person in knitting. I don't have to worry about being cautious. I can be adventurous in knitting, because
just
honestly,
yarn.
if it doesn't work out, fine, I'll rip it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. It's not life and death. So much in my work and everything like that is life and death, literally. So to have something where I could be adventurous and have it not affect the fate of anyone's life
Anyone's anything.
is awesome. So
Everything is awesome.
okay, Pinktober.
Everything is awesome. Okay, Pinktober. Oh, I forgot prizes for the toy along.
Well, you said you weren't.
Well,
doing-
just the 10 Hours or Less has donated a $25 gift certificate to his shop, 10hoursless.com, which is awesome.
It is awesome.
Spinning Laura, who is Laura Smoot. She's donating. I haven't had a chance to get back with Laura. I meant to tell you that your package arrived. Thank you very much.
Thank you much.
Much appreciated. We've been busy getting ready for the trip, so I haven't had a chance to contact her. We have 2 skeins of undead yarn in the werewolf base, donated by Mima Knits 2, who is Robin. Thank you. That's for 2 lucky winners, one for each. And then
My yarn's tangled.
we also had a more recent donation from Mama C, who is Christina.
What the heck?
A skein of hedgehog fibers. I think that's probably a yarn, and a skein of Frab-Ju fibers, recycled yarn. I never heard of that, so I'm interested in seeing that when it arrives. So thank you very much, Christina. And then Naughty Hookin has also contacted us about a donation, and my message doesn't have what she wanted to donate. Ty said she might. I'm assuming maybe it's stitch markers, which she donated for the like she did last time for the last along. She's been very generous. We
Yes,
are very
she has.
excited, and I know I know she's been a little under the weather, and I think that's fantastic that she still wants to do that.
Yes, and I hope you're feeling better.
I hope you're feeling better,
Jenny.
Jenny, thank you for that. Okay, and I don't need to retag her because she's going to be tagged. Now, Pinktober, finally, now that we're however many, 20 minutes in, Pinktober, we have been asked by the very lovely Denise, the Knitting Den of the Knitting Den podcast, to co-host with her Pinktober this year. And we were very excited to do that because we love Kathy, and Kathy's no longer podcasting, so we are helping Denise to keep that alive in honor of Kathy's sister, who died from breast cancer a few years back.
I think it's more than a few now.
Yeah,
but
several
still,
years back.
It doesn't ever.
Several years back, and so we are, doing that. We have some history of breast cancer in our family, and we have lots of cancer history in our family. So this is very important to us. We're more than happy when Denise asked us to say yes. The Cal for Pinktober begins October 1st, and it ends October 31st. And for us, it's the same basic rules: one WIP per project per week, one FO per project, knitted or crocheted, just as long as it has pink in it. It doesn't have to have, just enough pink that we know there's pink in it. Okay? And some of you have asked questions about whether or not something looks pink. If it looks pink to you, we're going to assume that you know what pink is.
Right, because sometimes cameras lie.
Yeah, we can't tell sometimes. I've seen some that, you know what, I don't know. I can't tell. That might be pink, it might be purple. I don't know. Use your best judgment. We're going to trust you. I mean, if it's obvious that it's black or it's white or something, yeah, we're not going to count that. But we trust you. You guys are completely very honest and very, I don't know, you're a fantastic group. We don't need to be checking up on you. So if you think it's pink, we're going to assume it's pink, unless it's obviously not.
Right.
Okay, so
Obviously.
obviously. But we do thank you for asking us.
Yes, thank
we
you.
appreciate that very much, but we do trust you, so don't worry about it. And if you do want to ask, feel free, but just saying.
But we will laugh at you.
Okay. I did not say what to. Let's see. The winners.
4242.
What for? 1, 2, 4, 4, 2, not to drink your drink. Okay. The prize here for the Pinktober will be the winner's choice of either a crochet pink or knit pink book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this might be the last time we do that for the books, but we'll
Right.
see. We might do something else because we've done this a couple of years now, and people might have it then.
Yeah.
But tag on Instagram Pinktober hashtag Pinktober 2015, and on Ravelry Pinktober 2015. For the Toy Along is PHN Toy Along 2015, and hashtag PHN Toy Along 2015.
Oh, guys, I know I say this every week. We're still accepting baby hats or whatever
Mhm.
baby items you wish to give to the hospital
Mhm.
and or the pregnancy center.
Right. And if you have a preference, please state it.
Yes.
And we will
Just
honor it.
keep in mind that the hospital only accepts baby hats.
Right. So if you want the hospital stuff, it has to be hats. If you don't care where it goes, it can be hats, blankets,
Anything
little layout
baby.
anything baby.
Actually, it could even be
Up to
toys.
about 2 years. Up to 2 years, you said.
Yeah, and it can even be toys.
Yes.
So.
And we will get them there. Okay. Okay. How many do you have?
4.
Okay, I think I have 6. All right. So that means I go first. The first.
Yes, this is a sad week for Talia projects.
Okay. I didn't do a whole lot. I did exactly 1 row on this. 1. But it was a while ago. It was while you were getting ready for work.
Is I sleeping?
While you were sleeping. Okay, this is in my Monet bag. Yes, I know, Sarah. And I say this every week when I do this. This is my Just Knit It bag. No, it's not my... This is not my bag. This is my shawl. This is my Hopes and Dream project from the Just Knit It pattern by Susan Ashcraft. I love her pattern. I really do. And this one will probably go with me. This is on US 3s, and it's Gourmet Stash Stout Sock yarn. And I don't, like I said, every week I don't know the color. I think it's Mermaid Tie. I think it's some kind of Outlander, but it is a
some
one-off.
kind of Outlander.
Outlander?
Outlander mistake.
Okay. It is absolutely flat out gorgeous. I just love it. This woman has a very, very good color sense and ability to dye.
I think the fact that it's a mistake is amazing.
I do too, and I have both skeins that she did, and I hope that she gets well enough that she can go back to dyeing. I don't buy fiber, but I would come back and buy her yarn because it is beautiful. I mean, look at this color. It's so vibrant. It is absolutely beautiful. I wish you could see the teals in here. It's hard to see, but it is beautiful. It has grown a little bit, but I only did, I think, one row.
And it's fingering weight.
It's fingering weight, and it's on size 3s, so it is what it is. And this is in my knitting's my bag, sweater size. Say about that.
So,
do I need to do another one?
Yes, you
Okay.
do.
All right. The next one that I'm going to show you, I think it's in here, in my Cloverbird medium-sized owl bag, which I absolutely love. Oh, I saw, like, I need to get more bags. But, just saying, I saw an owl pattern that was absolutely fantastic. And if I find it again, I may have to sit on my hands or something because I want Anne to make me a bag with that owl pattern. It is absolutely gorgeous.
And by owl pattern, she means owl fabric pattern. Owl fabric.
Uh-huh.
Well, you said owl pattern. That could mean, like, my baby owl, my little
Okay,
owl.
well, yeah, but Anne's not going to make me an owl. I don't think she's going to make me an owl. I mean, if she wants to make me an owl, hey, Anne, if you want to make me an owl, I'll take it. But, okay, this is my Lothlorien shawl. It's the Yowza Way shawl pattern by Susan B. Anderson. And I'm knitting, well, I was knitting this for the Bakery Bears Fair color, just like the other one. And I didn't finish it, obviously, but I did work on it a little bit. Obviously. I don't think you know what that word means. Every time I say obviously, I think about Amy at Knitting in Circles.
Why do you think of Amy? Amy doesn't say obviously all the time.
Was it literally that she said? Literally.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was literally. She didn't like literally because it was not always literally.
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of my huge pet peeves, too.
But somebody else said obviously. Daddy was the one that did like obviously.
Yeah.
But this is, I did some progress. I love this color. It is so pretty.
And your stitch markers are matchy-matchy.
They matchy-matchy. My owls are somewhere in a different pack. But I like these. These are on my size 8s, my US 8s Chagous red lace. And this is a fun pattern. This is another one that will probably go with me. I have a gazillion projects, so I need to kind of focus on a couple so I can get them done.
Yeah, focus is overrated.
But I'm having fun with this. I'm not ready to weigh it yet. It's nowhere near just 3 ounces.
I'll bring a scale with me, but I don't anticipate actually finishing anything enough to weigh it.
I was gonna bring my blue one like this, but I think I'm just gonna bring this one because I don't think I'm gonna get that much done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good one to work on. Okay, your turn.
Alrighty, so confession time. I actually only had 2 projects done today because I was like, oh, I'm not really going to worry about it. Okay, so we podcasted Monday and I stayed up really late.
And we weren't going to podcast a full podcast day. We were just going to kind of touch base with you.
Yeah. I only got a few hours of crafting in Monday night. Then I worked Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. And when I work, I only get an hour.
When you work, you work. And when you podcast, what is it? When you work, you want to work. And when you want to craft, you want to craft.
That's a very poor attempt to quote Michelin.
Michelino Flynn.
Michelino
Flynn.
But sometimes they do call Michelino.
Yes.
You
You have to watch The Quiet Man. He's fun.
But I usually get about an hour of crafting in on my work nights. So not a lot of crafting happened.
Yeah.
And when I found out we were going to do a real podcast today, I was like, ooh, I have 2 projects. This must be rectified.
Because she can't stand that.
So I have a couple of cheat projects. Bunny down here. Cheat project number 1.
And she said cheat, not cheap.
Yes, cheat. I did a grand total of like half a row on my owl, which is the York the Owl pattern, which is in testing, so you can't see him.
Until he's finished.
And his name is Clarence.
Clarence the cross-eyed lion.
So.
Is he a cross-eyed owl?
No.
But it can't be Clarence unless he's cross-eyed.
So this is in the Plover Bird.
Plover Bird Kissing Bunny bag.
Yes. And I'm using maple praline. It's a colorway, and I'm trying to remember the name. I think it's shepherd's wool or brown sheep's wool. I made my very first knitted project out of this yarn. I picked up way too much
Like
yarn.
Grandpa's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how that works out.
My very first knitted project was a pullover.
For my father.
Yes.
Okay.
And I grossly misjudged how much yarn I needed.
In my Silver Shed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bag. Yes. And it's not a mystery. This is my... I skipped one. I went right to Avalon. Okay. This is my Avalon shawl from the On the Forest Floor pattern by Simone Carey. I'm really not sure how to pronounce it. I apologize, Simone. I'm using US 7s, which are 4.5 millimeters, fixed circular Chiagu needles, 40-inch cable, and Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in Kelpie, Riptide, and Mermaid colorways. Let me see if I can get this without... And I did about 3 or 4 rows of this, so I made a little bit of progress. I'm still not where Talia is, but that's fine.
It's okay, because Talia made 0 progress on hers.
I need to find a way to get this so they don't get all tangled. I think I'm going to get some plastic bags or something. Okay, so that's the wrong side.
Wait.
This is the right side.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. Here it is. And it is moving along. I love this pattern. If anyone had told me that 6 months ago that I would be doing a pattern like this, I would have laughed hysterically. You probably would have had to pull me up off the floor. So, I just love it. It is absolutely gorgeous. The colors are totally my colors. And I'm just really excited about it. I'm learning new things, and I'm learning it by and large by myself. I'll ask
No,
Talia.
she's doing a very good job.
I'll ask Talia if I need some help. She's going to have to help me. Talia, this was a knot. That's what this was.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, she's going to be helping me probably, I don't know how to take out a knot without the thing falling apart. Don't do it yet. Leave it.
I know, I'm just looking. Do you have enough to weave in that end after I unknot it?
I don't know. I might not. I might have to just kind of play with it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, rookie mistake. But anyway, I love this pattern. She writes a very, very nice pattern. It looks pretty when it comes up, when you're working it. The only time I have a little trouble is when I have to knit 2 together, and I always have. Mm-hmm. I think it's because...
well, you're very tight right now.
Yeah, I'm loosening up. That's why I usually use bigger needles to cast on. But I still have a little bit of difficulty with knit 2 together. I can't imagine. I was looking at the swirl hat. I can't imagine knitting 3 together. That would drive me insane.
It gets a little tight.
Yeah, I would think. So, and that's not really giving anything away in terms of the pattern itself.
I think the swirl hat's actually free.
I think it is. But love this pattern. If you can find it, it's on Dragonfly Fibers. It's a kit. If you can find it and you are I'm a beginner. If you're a beginner and above, I think you can handle this if you're adventurous. So, very nice pattern.
Okay, and now let me pass my stitch marker over. Okay, so another moment of confession. My next project I started working on today, so I'd have more than 2 projects to show. In my Ploverbird Birds on a Wire bag, you haven't seen this one in a while. This is All That Glitters. It's my Hitchhiker by Martina Bain, and I'm using Expression Fiber Arts Sparkle Sock Fingering in the colorway Joy to the World. I have about 100 yards less than the pattern requires, so I've got another sparkly yarn that's red to make up the difference. So I did about 2 rows.
Very pretty.
Just so I could say I worked on it. No new teeth added yet. It's not much different from when you saw it last time. But it's been a while, so,
Showstopper. Okay. My next project, I can't really show you, but this is the one I spent the most time on. This is Peta from the York the Owl pattern by Franciscan Gypsy Designs. And it's still in testing, so I cannot show it to you. But it's in here. And I worked on them a lot. That's why everything else is so little bit. And this is my bag, Autism Awareness Sweater Size bag. Excuse me.
Okay. My next one, I worked on a little bit. It is my quicksand, which is the Oops the Bunny pattern, in my silver shed froggy bag.
Cute froggies, painted froggies, African froggies, South American froggies.
Frogget bag. I think I had just started the ear when, and I'm not going to show all the different body parts. I had just started the first ear when we had last spoken. I made quite a bit of progress on the ear.
Cute.
So, because I think I was like about here.
The good thing about toys, if you have a limitation for whatever reason, physical or time or whatever, with toys you can kind of say, for a smaller piece, okay, I'm going to finish that piece. Or for a larger piece, maybe I'll get halfway and then finish it tomorrow.
Yeah. It's a finger guard. It's a finger warmer.
Nah.
Finger warmer.
Not a nose warmer?
Not a nose warmer. Who had the thing about the nose warmer?
Amy, I think.
Was it Amy?
I have to write her down. Amy and Darren.
Keep taking their names in vain.
I miss them.
Maybe they'll podcast
They
again.
haven't been on Knitting in Circles.
I know. I miss them.
I miss them.
The bums.
Yeah. She said it. I didn't say it. I'm nice.
I never
Just
claimed
saying.
to be nice.
Just saying.
I'm a nurse. Of course I'm not nice.
It's a good thing you didn't claim, because then you'd be fibbing. Fibbing, fibbing, fibbing.
Nursing takes all the nice out of you.
Okay, in my... Let me see if this is the right bag. No, this is the wrong bag. In my Knitting's My Bag French ladies, Parisian ladies bag.
Putty?
Patty. This is her medium
And
one.
I probably mangled any sort of French.
Patty.
Oh.
This is probably one of my first bags from Lois when I first started buying bags. And in it is my Pinktober shawl, which I haven't named yet. And I wasn't sure how I liked it, but now I'm liking it. And I have some ideas about what
And you
to do
mentioned
with
that you dyed it, right?
I did dye the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
This is for Pinktober, hence the name. So, and I guess it's basically the same on both sides because it's garter stitch.
Yes.
So I'm having fun with
She's
that.
doing a good job.
I actually did, I hadn't worked on it all week. I did 3 or 4 rows after my prayers were finished in Adoration Chapel. And I pray for people when I do it. So I got a fair amount done. It grows well. This one will probably be going with me as well. I probably won't do a lot. I may not have any projects because I'm going to give my hand a rest most of the week. But I am going to do some. So I want to have a kind of a choice of what I can do. And I'm not taking any crochet at all, just knitting. So that'll probably go with me. I don't have to worry about a pattern with that one. Do you have another?
Yes, my last one. The one I worked on the most, because that's what I felt like working on, was this is Case Fault Mitered Square Blankets. And this is Scrap Sport DK and worsted weight yarn. Last week I had this one, which is Undead yarn in a turtle. This was the Undead Turtle. And I'm showing it the wrong way, so there we go. Undead Turtle. Then this was from an Oops the Bunny. I think this is the one that it's also Undead yarn. I think that Brittany's daughter has this Oops, yeah. Then this is the Autism Awareness Oops. Forget who bought that Oops. That's also Undead yarn. This is Undead yarn that was part of the Undead Turtle. This is Undead yarn, also part of the Undead Turtle. And those are the squares I had done last week. I think I might have cast on this one right after the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
This was Davina's Zuzu's Petals, which is also Undead yarn. This one, oh, I really love this one. This was a sample.
Mm-hmm.
This was a Miss Babs DK weight sample.
I need to pick up some of that.
It was something reckless.
Perfectly reckless.
Perfectly reckless.
Mm-hmm.
I did run out of yarn for the sample. You can't tell. This little red spot right here is actually Miss Babs Undead yarn, a part of my the red shawl I made. I can't remember
Is
the
that
color.
black?
No, I
Oh,
can't
the
remember.
other one, yeah.
I can't remember the name of the colorway. It was Yaza What a Skein. It sounds like it's raining out.
It does.
But I can't remember. It had something to do with heart or something like that. Gotta Love Me.
Yeah.
It was Gotta Love Me. And it matches, you can hardly tell it's not part of this colorway. But I have to get some Perfectly Reckless. It's lovely.
It's beautiful.
This here was my Miss
Number
Babs.
10? Oh, it is Miss Babs.
Miss Babs as well. And this was I made my Messalina out of this, and I'm currently making another shawl out of this. The Yazaway at 3. I can't remember the name of that. I could look at my notes. Squash Blossom. This was yarn that I made Azusa's Petals for Mom out of. The color was Aurora.
Beautiful.
It might have been Aurora Borealis.
Probably Aurora Borealis. Excuse me.
This is Mad Tosh. Actually, no, that wasn't. I don't think it was Mad Tosh. This was Mad Tosh that I made a pair of mitts out of, and I believe this is Gotta Love Me again. So I actually made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a little bit square since we last talked. Not bad for a work week. I brought it to work in the vague hope that, I'd get a half-hour break somewhere to work a little bit on a square, and it just didn't happen. There wasn't any free time at work to really do anything. But, yeah. I haven't decided how wide this is going to be yet.
So what you want it for, your bed
Yeah.
or a lap?
I think I'm going to aim it for the bed.
You'll be doing that for a while.
Yes. But I haven't made up my mind yet.
It'll be pretty.
Yes. So, there it be.
Need to have a little water. Congested. Okay, my last project.
You just have one?
Yeah, I just did the Pinktober, right?
Oh, okay, so you do.
You must have had more than you thought.
No, I know you did two at a time, 2 times in a row.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay, anyway. My last project is one that was not on the needles prior to yesterday. This is my Gunsmoke scarf project from the Handbrake pattern by K.F. Jones. I'm using Knit Picks US 7s on circular needles and Miss Babs Yazaway skein in the slate colorway. It's the same colorway I used for the cowl. And originally I started this on Knit Picks Brava Worsted in the Dove Heather, and there was knots in it, and I didn't like the way it was working up that way, so I went ahead and ripped it out because I'd gotten to a point where I couldn't. I would have had to rip it out anyway. It was just a mess. There was a knot in it, and there was nothing I could do about it. Am I in the middle of the row? No, I'm not. Okay. So I had done about 6 rows of garter. I haven't quite got back to that point yet. I think I'm on row 4 of the garter. So that's where I'm at. Not very far, but this will be my final project. Most likely that goes with me. And Dan says that this takes forever. I guess I'm going to find out. But I really wanted to do another one. So that's the Handbrake, and it's in my Ploverbird medium teapots bag, which I love. And that's basically what I have for. Whoops. It's
A bunny.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. And we have to be very careful not to say that in public because people look at us.
Oh, yeah. Every time I say oops at work, I'm like, oh, see, it's a bunny at the end. People are going to think I'm so weird.
They already think that. So you might as well do what you want.
It's bunny. It's a bunny.
Do you have any FOs?
No foes.
I do. I have an FO. Taya did hers last week. I decided to call mine quits this week. My What's in a Square blanket was pretty good size. It was a little bit of a difficult fix, so it definitely has a back and a front. Here's the front. I'm so nice. You can see the heart there.
It's showing up.
So the back didn't turn out so well. So that's the back. But I like it. It's pretty good size. It almost covers my bed. I have a queen size bed. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I'll put it on a bed or not, because that one, if when you pull blankets at night, I'm not sure how well this weaker section of yarn will hold up. So I might have it on the rocking chair. Excuse me, in the living room. So
it can get destroyed that way.
Well, people don't usually sit
No,
on
you're
it.
right.
So this is that.
And usually people are pretty gentle when they sit on things.
Yeah. Especially on something handmade. So excuse me, Ty, I don't want to. It doesn't fit in the screen, and I could stand up and you would not be able to see the whole thing. See, so it's pretty big. So I'm pretty happy with it. And I think it's going to be a long time before I do any kind of crochet blanket again. It's just, there's something about the double crochet that my hand doesn't like right now.
It's an extra movement.
Yeah.
It's a big wrist movement.
So I may try a miter square later on, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I just want to do blankets for a while.
Part of me's like, yes, do it. And I'm like, wait a second. You'll steal all my scraps. No, don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying raiding your scrap stash.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's that. All right.
Okay. Cyrano kit.
Yeah.
Lots
of people answering
the ones for the draw. I love those. Some of these posts are hilarious.
Someone said something about dragons or griffins or something.
Yeah, they said that
the
Cyrano was pterodactyl
pterodactyl,
bait.
yeah.
But she would protect him from lizards.
It made me happy.
Giant lizards.
It made me happy.
Some of these posts are hilarious.
Love it. I just love, and that was a newcomer, I think.
Yes.
That was pretty funny. I enjoyed that immensely. Everybody's posts are wonderful.
And just as a reminder of the kits,
this does not come with the kit.
This does not come with the kit. This is just what the finished object
will look like.
And I mean, the glasses color does not come in the kit. You can choose whatever glasses color you want.
Glasses and the eyes and things.
Yeah.
It's the main part of the body.
You get yarn and back.
Yeah. And check your gauge, because if you are a loose crocheter or tend to have a bigger size like I do, and I think Robin did as well.
Yeah, you will run out of yarn.
You'll run out of yarn. You might have to buy an extra skein. But
so make sure you check your gauge and then pull back, because you're going to need that yarn.
Yeah.
Because I used every bit
Yarn Chicken
of this yarn for this pattern.
And you still have about another week.
Yes.
Talia will probably pull the Sunday before we podcast, or maybe even the Monday before we podcast, that Monday. So, if you want a chance to win that prize, you need to put in, and whatever it is you had to put in there, your random thought, which is pretty funny. I'm enjoying that very much. And we're really excited. I think there's like 18 or 19 in there now.
It started out just because I was too lazy to figure out what to have them say. I was like, just write something. And
anything.
I am loving it.
It's so much fun.
Okay. So,
next on the hooks and needles, no. Royalties?
Yeah, do you have anything besides the obvious?
The obvious? You mean this?
We'll do that first.
What are you talking about? Oh, the obvious, right. Okay. We got Laura is a sweetheart.
Yes.
Spinning Laura from Laura Smoot Designs is a sweetheart. And she contacted me because we were going to a fiber festival, and she wanted to know if there was anything that, first of all, if we were going. I said no. And she said, well, is there anything we need? I said, no, we're okay. And she said, okay. And then she said somebody had left her some DPNs, so she asked, and some yarn and stuff. I didn't need the yarn, Ty didn't need the yarn, but I could use the DPNs. So she sent me the DPNs. She sent me the DPNs. Lots of DPNs. Size 4s. And they're the 5 DPN set, which is nice.
Yes.
That's just 4s.
My preferred method is to have my stitches on 4 DPNs and knit with a 5th one.
There's 7 in this one. 2, 4, 6, 7 in this one.
Oh, that's odd. I wonder why you would have 7.
And 2, 4, 6, 7 in this one as well.
Huh.
These
I guess
are,
if you lose some.
5.5 millimeters, which I believe are size 9s, and 5.0 millimeters, which is size 8s. I've been wanting to at least learn to do some stuff on DPNs, maybe for hats, maybe for sleeves, if I decide to go through and do a sweater, a baby sweater or something. I want to be able to do that. Even there are a couple of toys, not many toys that I'd like to do knitted, but maybe Kay's Bakery Bears, Susan Claudina who does the turtle.
Yes.
That turtle, and then there's one, I think it's Susan Anderson who does that giraffe.
Yes.
So there aren't many toys that I like to knit, but those are a couple that I would like to try to knit, and I need DPNs to do them. So I thank Laura for these. She also sent us, she had some leftover, I guess, for lack of a better term, bling for the Shenandoah Fiber Festival. We would have picked them up personally if we had been there, if we had seen her at the podcast. We would have asked her for it because we want.
Yes.
She sent us each one, me, Davina, and Talia. It's got a mini skein, a package of M&Ms, and a really cute little stitch marker.
Which I'm already going to take off and put onto my square.
So I'm assuming that one of these is for Davina, and the other one's for me and for Talia. Davina will get all the M&Ms. We're going to take her extra stitch marker and her extra.
Well, didn't she say she wanted her stitch marker?
Yes. I'm sorry. She's going to put it on her
Bulletin board.
bulletin board.
But she doesn't need the mini skein.
She doesn't need the mini skeins. Is what I meant. She's going to take our M&Ms and she's going to take this. And you can't really see it very well. It's a cute little stitch marker. And I love it. There we go. Laura Smoot Designs. The mini skein comes from BCY, Berry Color Yarnings, and it is really pretty. It's really soft too. Look at those colors.
Oh, it's awesome. I think it's fingering weight.
I think it's fingering weight, which leads us into something we had. I think it was Liz Knitwitz. Liz Knitwiz. Oh,
Yes.
I always want to say Knitwit.
She's calling you names, Liz.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. But anyway, she knows I'm not. She had met, I think it was Liz Knitwiz, who said that, everybody's doing these blankets, and can we have, maybe consider doing a mini skein swap. Now, Ty and I talked about it, and we're willing to open up a thread for y'all to do mini skein swaps. However, we will not be doing anything but making it a place where you can put down what you have available and are willing to trade, and then you'll be contacted via PM by whoever it is that wants it. So what exactly? Talia will put it down in thread either as soon as she can. Either
it's more like an online marketplace setup.
Yeah. What'll happen is, say I want to buy. I have 3 mini skeins. Okay, I put down on the list. I have 3 mini skeins. They are this weight. There's this much in it, and they're this colorway. And I'm willing to trade, or I'm willing to trade for other mini skeins. Okay. Then if a person contacts you off board, PM, you guys work out the details. If it goes through, you go back to your post and you put taken or gone or whatever it is in bold letters, gone or taken or whatever, so we know it's gone. We are not going to be doing anything with it unless we put something up. Like we'll probably put these up because they're fingering weight. Possibly. I don't know. I don't want to give it up. But I have some no makers that I'll put up. Just tell the weight because some people want worsted weight, some people want DK, some prefer sport, some prefer fingering. So whatever you have, just put down what the skeins are, what the weight is, what the colorway is, and maybe who puts it out if you have that information. Right. And then and how much yardage.
Yeah. If you don't know the yardage necessarily, at least the ounces.
Yeah.
And
you can weigh it.
Yeah.
So that way, and Talia will put this up, or I'll put this up either just before we leave for Boston, or more likely it might be after we get back. But just so you know, we will be doing this. Another sticky for you guys.
Yes.
So, because we think it is a good idea. We just don't want to be middlemen. You guys can handle it among yourselves.
Yes.
If you want to do that, and we're more than happy to facilitate that for you. Just keep it nice and what is it, nice and kind.
Yes.
And I know we don't have to say that. It's just that, we've seen other boards where things happen. It wouldn't happen on our board because you guys are awesome.
Right.
But
it has to say.
it has to be said. So that was a good idea. Thank you, Liz Nitwitz. Okay. Did you want to say anything else about that, or what happened to my pen?
Was that what you dropped right there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and here's a better look at that stitch marker. Well, I thought it was going to be a better look. Well, Laura, your stitch marker refuses to be photographed.
It focused on
There we
mine.
go.
It focused for me.
But we had one other stash enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
That enough people were seeming to be amused by this and re-quoting it that we were like, oh, hey, that make a cool shirt.
And actually, that was Davina's idea.
It was Davina's idea.
Uh-huh.
She didn't want one, though.
She didn't want one, no.
So, 1, 2,
This is still a G-rated program.
Yes.
It's still family rated. Okay.
3. Oops
Is
a bunny.
a bunny. Oops is a bunny, and okay. This one's long sleeve.
Yes.
Okay. Oops is a bunny. I've got mine tucked in, but it says Oops is a bunny underneath. And then if you turn around, I'm going to move my hair back.
Hers says Franciscan Gypsy Designs, Tester, Tech Editor.
Okay. And Talia's says Franciscan Gypsy Designs Designer. So
So we were thinking about putting Oops is a Bunny with just Franciscan Gypsy Designs in the back. In the shop, it would have this picture here. Everything on the front would be the same. It would just not have Tester or Designer on the back. So let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm. If you would be interested.
Yes, I mean, it doesn't cost me anything to put it in the shop if you guys are interested. It was just a really amusing idea. It's something that we find we're saying all the time.
Yeah. Even Davina says it. Oops. If we say oops, she says, it's a bunny.
Yes. But yeah, it was something that really amused us. No one else is going to get it.
Doesn't
Except
matter.
y'all.
It's a PHN thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But, yep, these just arrived
Yesterday. We were wondering if they'd get here before the podcast. Well, we had a feeling it would be here before the next podcast, but
we really
didn't
hoping
know.
it would be here before we...
Yeah, it came UPS, so
Yeah.
that was cool. Okay.
What else?
I think...
Talia's starting to,
Yeah, take her nose dive.
Yeah.
We wanted... I did some
Oh,
prompting
my
for the
neck didn't
perk
like
for
that.
writing. Oh, would you too?
That's stiff.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I did some prompting for the percolator, as you knew from last week, because the week's not over yet. And I went ahead and she looks like a bobblehead.
Well, I worked the past 3 nights. Now it's right up in my neck, and it's just been really busy lately. So.
Okay, I'm continuing with my prompts. I'm done tomorrow, and I'm going to print off some of the writing prompts from the last couple of cycles, so I can have something to write on. I might pull some of the shared story and see if I can do some of that in terms of working ahead or working things out. I probably won't get a lot of anything done, or much of anything done, except for sightseeing in Boston, but I want to be prepared.
For a chance of a lifetime?
For a chance of a lifetime.
Be prepared for sensational news.
I want to thank the people who did the YouTube comments. Susie Cusey, Deep Martin, and Sissy Knitting and Crochet. Thank you for your comments. We really appreciate them.
I have not seen the comments yet because, well, I worked the past 3
I
nights.
just barely saw them and said, okay, I better make sure. I had to go back and check to see who was on there before I shipped my show notes off to myself. Okay, so I think that's about it.
Yeah, I am doing a slow burn, crashy thing.
Except to say that we're going to be back on our Monday schedules, what we're headed for, because Ty was able to get an alteration to her class, so we will be able to podcast on Monday, it looks like. So it will be a little longer in between this time, even though I probably won't have too many more projects due to the trip. So with that, is there anything else you need to say?
No, it should be good.
Okay. So we want to wish you all a very, very good week or 10 days full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. This is the Pen Hook and Needles podcast from the Woman Cave. Episode 1.
Wait on.
Oops.
There's a bunny.
Yes, this is a bunny. Episode 176, and that's a wrap.